given what you both shared, we recognize that it's possible that there will not be many cases brought to light that will end up in criminal court in this investigation. So what would you, Janine and Patrick, maybe say to what does justice look like in cases where it's not going to end with an abuser in jail? Are there other positive outcomes that you can see that could emerge from this investigation? And after you guys answer that, I'm going to bring back in the Fortney sisters for their perspective on a few things as well. But Janine, what would you say to that? What are other possible positive things that might come from this?
Well, I think public accountability is important, even if it's not a criminal conviction or a civil judgment. And I want to indicate, we were talking about these things, we're lawyers or going to be a lawyer. There's civil and there's criminal, just so it's clear. Criminal is you can put someone in prison or jail. Civil is you can recover damages. But I think public accountability, at least mine working with survivors in restorative justice for 20 years, what survivors that I work with want to see that things are different and changed for the better as a result of what they've been through. And I suspect if we were to talk about Patty and Laura and Teresa, they've done incredible good by their willingness to talk and the ripples of the good that they bring. And so I think both in terms of public accountability, knowledge, and then being shown that in fact things have changed. I mean, that's everybody's big fear, is that everybody forgets about this and we move back to where we were. And so I think that systems are changed, that people are educated, and that there are protections put in place. And even though there are things like the Dallas Charter and things, a lot of dioceses did not follow it. And there are still claims being made and problems arising. So I think the accountability and the systemic change are the two big things I think that can help and then support survivors in healing. As I said, they may not be getting money, but there are other things we as community can do for survivors, and we need to do it as Catholics.
Thank you. Patrick, anything you want to add to that?
I'll just be the theologian for a second to point out that, Jesus said, you will know the truth and it will set you free. And for me, the two halves of that statement always go together, right? It's not just that the truth liberates us, it's that we have to know the truth first. And I think, I was really moved by what Laura shared earlier on about your father's statement about the sort of smaller church that's pure rather than the larger one that's corrupt. And I think that, in the world that we are living in today, so many institutions, not just the Catholic Church, are facing crises of legitimacy. And I think so many institutions are reckoning with what kinds of claims to integrity can they really make? What kinds of claims to authenticity can they really make? And Christianity and Catholicism is a faith that rests on the claim that out of death, new life can come. So I think it's important not to see this only in terms of something negative for the church. I think it will be a very painful process for the institutional church, for the Catholic community, for present Catholics, for ex-Catholics. But it's out of that full reckoning with the history that is there, that I think that only then can progress be made.